It's okay. Like, I was like, why am I nervous every time I do this alone? I don't know. Why are you nervous? Now he's talking to himself. I am. Oh my god. uh, you know what's funny is that I would definitely leave this right there. Just put it on the leave it on the podcast. It's fine. You're talking to us though. I know, but still, it's not he. It's not the same. I guess we're gonna try it out. We're gonna try this out. We're gonna try this out. There's something about the last day of February that always feels like the end of a chapter you didn't realize you were finishing before we start. Hold on. Jane, you don't have to stay. Like I know. Put some ice on that? Put some ice on it. Like I know it's overheating, but don't overdo it, you know? I'll send you the episode as soon as it's done. It's probably gonna take like a one shot. Cut this part of it and then the entire episode is gonna go up just like that. Hi, Menace, how are you? She's on over on YouTube. Be like, why are you over there by yourself? It's going great, Menace. How are you? I love it. I'm good. I'm glad you are. Wait, is this like live? Is it like 30-second? I don't know. Is there like a 30-second delay with you, or is it like now? I don't know. I know there's a 30-second delay on freaking arrivals, but I don't know if there's a 30-second delay on here. You got the notification? That doesn't answer my question. So it is a 30-second delay. I think it is. It is a 30-second delay then. She'll answer it right now. Probably. Maybe. Sleep. It is. Yeah. Jane says I'm gonna lay down if my phone shuts off so it's not overheating and maybe try to get some more sleep. Go do that. We'll see you later, okay? Have fun, enjoy your evening, enjoy your day. I'll probably be on later when you wake up. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe. For sure. Good night, Jane. See you tomorrow. See you tonight. Somehow. Around somewhere. Headspace. Huh? She's coming to TikTok. Today was exhausting with the boys on the cinema. They were showing so much sibling love today. It exhausted you? Okay. There she is. Same minutes. All right, let's go. Time to go. Hi, Menace. How are you? Should I stop this recording? Nah, YouTube be like, what are you doing, dude? I was like, I'm blogging. What do you think I'm doing? This is new to me. Like, how do you guys do it on live? Do you just like automatically start your streams and like don't mention the before and after the behind the scenes stuff that you have to go through, or just like start talking? They were teasing and arguing all the time. You get to hear all the mess that's going on over on TikTok, YouTube. Even if nobody's watching at the moment, but they will later on. Somebody told me that they watched on YouTube also. You didn't get the invite for here, only YouTube. That's not right. I know I invited you here. That's crazy, silly. You'll probably get it later then. Jehu, thank you. You're awesome too. All right, let me lay out what I want you guys to see. No, this episode's probably going to be an audio episode. Is that much better? Split screen right there. TikTok hasn't notified me lately. Damn it, TikTok. All right. Yeah. All right, let's start. Good night, everyone. Have a good night's sleep. Eventually, an amazing day. Love your faces. Love your face too. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh, horrible. Here's what I thought about Elimination Chamber. I forgot what time it started. I got there at Chicago, CM Punk and Finn Balor. Saw the stupid crate reveal. Oh, they would never put a freaking person in a freaking crate for 3 weeks. Pissed me off. I was expecting too much. I wasn't expecting a lot, but whatever. Before the live ends, but I can't promise that. It's okay. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Get some sleep though, man. Yeah, I know that was dumb. Everybody, like, I saw reactions of it. It's like, oh my god. I'm like, I guess. They want the positive reactions. The crowd was boo. The streamers were like, yay. I'm like, he's from AEW, right? Thank you for Go Popular. But it was just horrible. Like they could have done something else with the crate, but all right, I guess. Here he goes. There goes that story. They now like they basically freaking what's it called? Hornswoggled it. We'll be here if you don't make it back. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. There you go. Bye bye. They basically hornswoggled it. If you don't know what hornswoggled means, it's because anything that WWE did in storyline wise the past 20 years and they didn't know how to finish it, they would have a hornswoggle. They would add hornswoggle in the middle of it. Who is Vince McMahon's legitimate son? It was supposed to be Mr. Kennedy, but then Mr. Kennedy got fired. So let's add in Hornswoggle. Yay! Who was supposed to be the Raw Anonymous Raw general manager on the computer every time for like I don't know a year and a half, 2 years. I don't know how long that was. And somebody ended up being it. It was Hornswoggle underneath the ring with a computer of his own, typing like Wizard of Oz. If you don't know how to finish your storyline, let's Hornswoggle it. Here, if you don't know how to finish the crate storyline, Hornswoggle. Now we're calling it Denhausen because he puts a curse. Yeah, how do I know about this? Because he's fucking annoying. Yeah, we called it. I also called CM Punk, but I wasn't expecting AJ Lee to win. I was just like, oh damn, they really let two Chicago people win on tonight, huh? And then Rhea Ripley won. I was like, oh hey, wow, mommy won. That's great. Anyway, all right, let's start this. Let's start it. All right, there's my Elimination Chamber review. The new Power Couple. Uh, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. I guess there's something about the last day of February that always feels like the end of a chapter you didn't realize you were finishing. Like the final page of a spiral notebook, half filled with doodles, school reminders, that one note that just says, don't forget to call after 7 when minutes are free. The calendar's about to flip. My calendar's up there on the 28th. March is peeking around the corner. Spring break energies in the air. Backpacks getting lighter, group chats getting louder, and the subtle feeling that the year is finally starting to stretch its legs. Welcome back to my third place. Not home, not work, but that familiar in between where nostalgia lives comfortably and conversations feel like sitting on the edge of your bed with TV on low and nowhere else you need to be. It's episode 280, a solo living room hang this time. No co host chatter in the background, just me, the mic, the memories, and whatever chaos decides to knock on the door mid recording. That also means 20 more episodes to the big 300. I can't wait. 300 episodes. Episode 300 coming real soon. Tonight is the last day of February, which means we're closing out the month the only way we know how, with reflections, reactions, nostalgic tangents, and that cozy late night comfort show is playing in the background kind of energy. We're cracking open the pod decks once again, and this one might expose us a little bit. Finish the sentence. What did you get in trouble for when we were young? Not the dramatic headline moments, the real relatable trouble. The you knew better, the why would you even try that moment. The kind of story that endlessly transport you back to hearing your full government name echo from another room. I'm not telling you mine. I'm not telling you mine. We're reacting to Elimination Chamber, the moments, the surprises, the predictions we got right, and the ones we're quietly pretending we never left our mouths. Because wrestling reaction always hit different once the road to WrestleMania officially kicks into high gear. Then we got one of those wait, hold on, is this real headlines? Floyd Mayweather tossing out a challenge to Mike Tyson for an exhibition match. The kind of matchup that feels less like real life and more like something we would have set up in a fighting game character select screen just to see what chaos of stats would create. And speaking of chaos we grew up on, The scary movie trailer is dropping during Scream 7, and we're already trying to guess which films are about to get lovingly roasted this time around. Because parody season always brings back the early 2000s sleepover energy, quoting scenes, rewinding jokes, and arguing over which spoof hit the hardest. We're also closing out Black History Month with a revisit to Brown Sugar, a film about love, passion, music, and that timeless question: what did you fall in love with what you love? When did you fall in love with what you love? On top of all that, we got a Hall Energy tonight, Pokemon card pull recap, a comic book spotlight, and two physical media DVDs that instantly time traveled me back to whatever wandering video store aisles, flipping cases over and hoping the movie you wanted wasn't already checked out. Plus, we finally tallied up the comfort TV shows you all run back to when life gets overwhelming, and we got the official top 15 list. And because we couldn't help ourselves, we're breaking down what your top 5 says about you. Your background noise security blankets, your emotional reset buttons, your I just need something familiar on picks. Yeah, they might be telling on you a little bit. All that plus room for whatever news decides to sneak in and hijack the conversation before we hit record. Because let's be honest, that always happens. So whether you're counting down the spring break, wrapping up the shortest month of the year, or just looking for a place to sit, laugh, and let nostalgia run in the background for a while, you're in the right place. This is episode 280 of the M3P podcast. Let's get into it. How are we doing tonight? How are we doing this week? How was your week? How was everybody's week? The week was fine. I didn't get a migraines this week at all. Um, so been drinking lots of water lately because next weekend, I get to go to do my A1C. Y'all know how that goes. Um, you gotta give blood. Ah, they take my blood, tell me what I need to improve on, what I need to do, all that stuff. Then I get to see the doctor on the Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday that week, that weekend, the week next week, in 2 weeks. Um, so far I've been good. I've been good. I've been very good. I feel like you're gonna do great this time. I hope so. I'm gonna do great. I feel like I've done great. Another feeling that I got is because shirts have been shirts have been fitting well. Like those shirts that I have in the closet, um, that I don't wear anymore. Like I put them back on. Like, ooh, look, it fits. It's like muscly, and I feel good about it. So I'm like, all right, cool. We're gonna do this. I haven't done anything bad. I did buy spaghetti, but I'm not gonna make it until the day after, so that I can be like, celebrate. That's my celebration food. Spaghetti is my celebration food. Carbs, hell yeah. So what? We're heading into March. Love it. So we're heading into March, which means uh, March is packed with most notably Women's History Month, alongside major health and social causes like developmental disabilities, colorectal cancer, colorectal cancer, brain injury, and multiple sclerosis awareness month. It also features National Nutrition Month, Red Cross Month, and on March 8th, International Women's Day. So definitely going to be celebrating that for sure. Um, Ended up going to get some stuff earlier, some comic book. So we all know how I love Marvel Rivals, and anything Marvel Rivals on a comic book, I'll go get it. So I ended up getting another Jeff comic book, but this time it's Jeff Meets Daredevil #1. There were two covers. The first one had just like a normal cover for Daredevil, and he's meeting Jeff. The second one is the Jaws remake, Jaws comic book cover, and it's reversed. It's Jeff swimming and Daredevil doing the Jaws going up. I can only show you that. There you go. Anyway, and then on the inside, it looks like it's a Jeff comic book. So it's all like, it's not like a Daredevil comic book where it's gritty and the colors and all that is dark and everything. It's actually fun. It's a fun book. So yeah, I can't wait to read it. You're asking why only one comic book? Because that's the only one I wanted. I didn't care about the other ones. Another thing that I got were Pokemon cards, of course. Always go for those. Yesterday was Pokemon Day. We got to learn a lot about Pokemon Day. What's it called? Pokemon. The next game, Waves and Winds, coming out next year. Unfortunately, we have to wait a whole year, 2027, for Pokemon Winds and Waves on the Switch 2. And with that, they gave us 3 new Pokemons. So Gen 10 is gonna have like what? Possibly another 100 Pokemons. We're at 1025. They decided we're gonna get like 100 more. Here's what they revealed. Brout is a grass starter. Pom Bomb is fire, and he is like a little Pomeranian. And Gekwa is a water type. So cute. Love it. Brout is Bean Chick Pokemon, type grass. He's 1 inch, 3 meters, 7 pounds, ability to overgrow. Pom Bomb is a puppy Pokemon, fire type, 14 pounds, ability is Blaze. And then Gekwa is a water gecko Pokemon, which is a water type, 9.5 pounds, and then his ability is a torrent. So yeah, for next year's Pokemon Winds and Waves, it's gonna be great. And can't wait for that. Shinra's in the building. What's going on, brother? How you doing? What else? The cards that I got. Here we go. I'm gonna go real quick on these, okay? I don't even know if you can see them on here. Oh well, you know what? Right there, Blissey, Teal Mask Ogerpon, Ducidi X, Melmetal X, Tyranitar X. Yeah, the only one that you can't see it because of the glare. Magcargo X. Blue Ogerpon X. I don't know. Kilowattrel X. Miraidon X. Brilliant Blender. Bombardier X. Houndstone X. Flamingo X. Blissey. Clefairy. For Zurak. And then that one. Rotom X. And Horseworm X. Okay, that's it. I have a Switch, but I'm not gonna like. I'll probably buy a Switch too by the end of next year. Discord Raw, they're so cool looking. All the pretties. Yes. All right, let's open up the group chat. It's time for Pod Decks. Yeah, that's all I bought. Oh no. Well, you can. Yeah. Should we do it now? Let's do it now. Physical media, because we're all about physical media here, obviously. And like I went looking for last week. I bought Mortal Kombat, but I ended up getting Mortal Kombat reboot and then Annihilation. So today I went and got me a double disc Mortal Kombat 1 and Annihilation. And, you know, doesn't say what they have in the back in the special features, but, Mortal Kombat collection. Next one is special edition Bad Boys movie. Uh, Obviously, love Bad Boys. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence team up as partners in crime fighting that is, in this action-packed flick about a couple of good guys who are real bad boys. Cue your entrance music, bad boys. What you gonna do? $100 million worth of confiscated heroin has just been jacked from police custody. Once the career bust of detectives Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett, the missing drugs now threaten to shut down the narcotics division of the Miami Police Department. When the drug investigation turns deadly, the murderers kidnap the only witness, a beautiful police informant, Tia Leone, and close friend of the boys. And things get personal. Fast cars, a gorgeous woman, and non-stop action make Bad Boys a guaranteed good time. I thought J-Lo was in here. Must have been another movie. Special features. Digitally mastered audio and anamorphic video, widescreen presentation, audio, subtitles, Michael Bay commentary, isolated music score, damage control, uses angles to analyze special effects explosions, the boom and the bang of Bad Boy, the all new documentary, 3 music videos. I gotta check those out. The theatrical trailers, talent files, production notes, motion menus, and scene selections. A great movie. I love the franchise. I need to watch 3 and 4 again because I love those. But 1 and 2, I'm gonna have to go get number 2 once I find it. Once I know where it's at. And where did I get it from? Second and Charles, because it's only $3.95. Love it. Anyway, those are the only 2 physical media ones that I got. Y'all know that I got like last week's Soul Food, and a Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and that's about it. All right, let's do pod decks. Let's open up the group chat. Each week, we ask the community a question and bring you answers back to react to live, turning the show into one big conversation. Um, Last week, we asked a few more questions than that. Top 5 people who shaped your life. Bella loves Goddess again. Says my grandmother, mom's side, both my mom and dad, of course, my therapist, but the biggest of all is my kid. Bella Love Goddess, thank you for answering. She's one of the few that comes to the live as well and hangs out here with us. Um, she was asking about why am I asking all these questions? I'm like, oh, because we do this. Like it's an icebreaker. Poddex is an icebreaker where we ask new people or old people or the originals on here, the ones that stay here all the time, the questions, and they answer back. The MP3 community. Jane, who was just in here earlier, says my grandpa, dad's side, grandma, mom's side, my parents, and my 4 friends. Mena says my mom, my friend Linda, my 12th grade psychology economics teacher, Mr. Tag, my 4th grade teacher, Mr. Barantono, and my high school band teacher, Mr. Fulmer. And then LB says grandparents, mom's side, mom, siblings. Um, I was supposed to answer this. I was supposed to answer this too. Never got a chance to. So, top 5 people who shaped my life. Obviously, my mom. I always say my mom. My mom first. My mom goes first always. Um, Taught me how to cook. Taught me, just how to drive. Taught me everything. Like for my mom was just like, well, yeah, you know, doing both jobs as a parent. It's like mom and dad. She's all like trying to tell me about girls, and I'm just like, no, no, you can't help. Sorry. But at the same time, she was doing great. She was doing her job. Um, it was like, it just in case if you find somebody that doesn't know how to cook, you know how to cook. You know how to do this. You know how to do that. You know how to do this because I'm teaching you. I was like, oh, fine. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. So that's my mom. Uh, who else? I know I said it already, and like I'm blanking it. My Leanna says mom, my aunt, my grandma, my friend Jennifer, and my mom's bestie Trina, who was like a mom to me. If you want to read mine, I already read yours. I'm reading yours. I'm reading yours. All right. Next one is gonna be my high school English teacher. One of my high school English teachers, because I had two. The reason I had two is because the first one, the one that I'm gonna mention, I had her for 3 years, freshman, sophomore, and junior. Um, I didn't have her for my senior year, but I chose to have her as selective, as a, like, why do you want to go back to her? Because I miss her, dude. She's my favorite English teacher ever. That's why I want to go back to her. Instead, I became a teacher's assistant where I like fucking help with all the fucking work and all this shit. And she was like, um, during book, I got, I'm like, I'm going through those whole things. It's like, fast forwarding and come back. All right. So Mrs. Bush, reason why, because like she would have books all the time and she would make the class read it. And this is a class, the freshman class. And like she asked me to do you want to read it? I was like, yeah, sure. All right. So I'm like directing the class what to say. Like, here, you say this, say that, you say this. And she's all like, see, I knew you were gonna fucking help me. I'm like, hell yeah, you know. But at the start of it, the first 3 years were awesome. Um, like she's the one that's like said, go up because I would always have problems with not being able to read oral reports. Like if you read the oral report, if you read the report, book report, and you do it orally in front of class, I'll give you extra credit. And I'd be like, no, I'm good. Anything like every Friday, um, what's going on in the news? Come up to the front and you know talk to us. Tell us what's going on in the news. Tell us why you decided to do this part of the news, and how does that make you feel? Everybody did it. I did it once. I'm just like fucking scared the entire time. And then I just decided to turn it in without doing all that stuff. And she knew. She knew. I was like, no, I don't want to do it. It's like, all right. I passed anyways. Um, she also had for my sophomore year, she had a student assistant where he like I thought I forgot to answer. You didn't. Is that an old? Is that comment old? See, I'm nervous. Um, where she was like telling the teacher, the student teacher, he was military and he would always get under our skin and tell us like, do this, do that, and do this and do that. And he made us do a project where we would have to change a poem, a song, a speech, everything into peace, into a peaceful poem, peaceful protest, peaceful something, and it would come from Gandhi's perspective. We were being talked about, we were being taught Gandhi and shit at the time. Wow, and shit. We were being taught Gandhi stuff at the time, peaceful protest and all that stuff. So, biggest thing from him is that he told me, you know, do what your mind thinks is right. So, hydrate. Yes. So, so I ended up doing that. Um, he told me like he asked like, "Hey, what do you have?" Josh, how you doing, man? He asked me like, "What do you have?" I was like, "All right, here's my two stuff. Um, here's my two projects. He's all like, all right, what are they? So it's like two of them are about peace. I changed the lyrics of the song. One of them is Selena, Dreaming of You. It became Dreaming of Peace. The other one was Coolio's, um, the Gangster's Paradise. That one. Into Peaceful Paradise. So I changed the lyrics for everything, all that stuff. And he's all laughing about it. It's like, thought it was awesome, thought it was great. And then he looks at me, he's all like, do you know who Weird Al Yankovic is? I was like, yeah, I do. He's one of my favorite. It's like, that's what this reminded me of. You did great. You did awesome. You're gonna get an A plus. But I want you to use this outlet of yours and use it for good. You know, keep doing this, keep writing, keep talking about what you love and doing all that kinds of stuff. And I did right after that. I ended up like writing, having fan fiction stuff about wrestling and writing and stuff and e-fetting. And it was all because of him because he told me to do it. He told me to write stories and I did. Um, so yeah, so that's two. That's three actually. That's three now because with him being a part of that shaped my life as well. Fourth one is Mr. Hayasaka. Some of you know this story, some of you don't. Mr. Hayasaka, Korean, North Korean. Um, my soccer coach, my driver's ed teacher, my sex ed teacher. So it was awkward as hell. And then my this man knows Spanish, like fluent Spanish. This man is like Josh said it. Was that your Mr. Miyagi? My Mr. Miyagi was my Mrs. Miyagi. That's Mrs. Bush. That was my English teacher. This guy was just like, "What are you doing?" So like, I'm getting you ready for the future. I'm like, huh? And I didn't know he spoke Spanish until like other students started talking to him in Spanish and fluently and like in full sentences. This man had more dialect than I ever did, and I'm just like, uh, okay. But when he gave you freaking packet, when he gave you your homework for a driver's ed, it was a packet, and I'm just like, is this can't be what they're gonna give us? What they're gonna give us on driver's ed? Well, are they? In life, they will do that to you. No, it's not what they're dying right now. Don't die. In life, there. It wasn't what they gave me in driver's ed, but he had it. He said, "Here, you have to finish this." I'm like, "No, I don't." Like, only you, sir. Only you, Mr. Hayasaka. Only you. So he did that for sex ed. He made us freaking watch the birth of a baby, which is beautiful. Beautiful thing ever. And we're just sitting there. The guys are just sitting there the entire time, just watching the thing. And here comes the head, here comes the entire body, and then it comes out, and we're just like, oh, yes, that's fucking awesome. That's so beautiful. And I started crying, and everybody's like, you okay? I'm like, no, it's fucking awesome. It was great for freaking as a soccer coach for both English and Spanish students. He's talking in Spanish, and the other coach, like in front of us, that like assistant coach was fine. Like, oh, he knows Spanish. It's great. The other coach that were like against us and said like, you know, like what? What is going on? We didn't win games, but at the same time, he was like the coach for the both girls and boys soccer team, and then like the girls soccer team, we just killed it. They killed it because like I was helping out too as well. Um, So that was my fourth one. My fifth one is freaking long story short. Mr. Lodge, my health teacher, was eating his lunch while having it on. I'm surprised. Is my fifth one is Mrs. Wu. She was my Manage what you said was audio visual class. We would have um it was in recording. It was like a what's it called? Broadcasting class where we would record. Uh, it's an elective also, but at the same time, I knew about this class in sophomore, freshman year, and like I only they gave it to me in um, senior year, and we were all like, you know, take turns filming all this stuff, news, anything that had to do with the school, football team, basketball team, soccer team, anything that had to do with sports, everything. We would always like also have to they would also have to record us, you know, on the on the desk talking to you guys and all this stuff. So it was getting us ready for doing this stuff, and she was okay with it. And um, she was my favorite because like I got a freaking A+ in that class too. I would always do everything. I was like edit, produce, put music in, um, film, report. I would do all of it. Got like higher than the entire class. Roderick was there. He was just in here. He wasn't just in here as well, but he was in that class as well, and he was like loved every moment of it too. Like he would tell you, like, hell yeah, it was a great fucking class. That's where whenever we had off time, he would record Monday Raw, and then the next day bring it into class, and like we would watch it because I didn't have cable. They did, and so we would just sit there like the entire time, just fucking hanging out, watching Raw. Like, all right, who's next? Who has to do stuff next? Who has to go and film or record or report? And like, you would take turns going back and forth and stuff. And then if I was doing something else, if I was on the field, then they would end up watching it. And it's, once the class was over, he's all like, "Here." That's how the whole just tape distribution thing came from. Where like I didn't have cable, but they did. So he would let me borrow the tape of the wrestling, and then I'd watch it. And then like the entire week, like, all right, here you go, and they like pass it all around to everybody. But hell yeah, oh that's fun. Hold on, there's gonna be lots of edit, either lots of editing or just lots of crazy stuff. Um, where are we? 43 minutes in. Oh man, and I'm doing this by myself. That's crazy. Okay. Um, so that's top five people who shaped my life. Mom, my mom, my English teacher, my English teacher's assistant, student teacher, my coach, health teacher, and driver's ed teacher. That's three. That's four, I mean. And my audiovisual teacher. Like, she got me ready to do this because I love doing this. I love doing the podcast. And like they got me ready to like present, to be able to do news and stuff. And me doing the news and like getting in trouble for saying "suck it" to the teachers. um, but yeah, I said this before that the reason I got in trouble is because I got caught, or because I said this like "suck it," and then Mrs. Wu came back and saw like, "Do it again." It's like, all right. So I did the original way, the a normal way and normal send off, and that's it. You know, and whoever was editing that episode ended up having me do the "suck it" motion at the camera after we left. So that ended up being there. I almost got suspended. They told me like, you know. we got you on film doing that. I was like, well, why don't you ask the person who edited? Because that wasn't what I had, what I was supposed to do. You know. So they got the whole, the rough draft of it, the copy of it, and they saw me doing it a normal way, and I didn't get in trouble for it. I guess like detention. That's it, but not bad. All right. Anyways, all right. Everybody that's coming in, thank you for staying, hanging out and stuff. Appreciate it. Finish the sentence. If you were in trouble, you probably did. My L does what she wants. Says my smart mouth is what got me in trouble all the time, and skipping school. Jane says I was a good girl back then. Remember, she was a good girl back then. She was. MFLB says I didn't do my chores usually. I'd come home and go out. High school was my best time. LOL. Tabitha says smoking. Um, that's about it. If I was in trouble, I'd probably ditch school. Um, Here's what happened. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Here's what happened. I got out on time. I got out. I left school. I left home to go to school. To go to the bus stop to catch the bus, and you know, hopefully I got to do that. But the bus had already left, and I'm just like, ah, man. I guess I'm going back home. No point in just like, what am I gonna do? Nothing to do. So I'm going back home, and I'm going to the park, and I'm just hanging out in the park and stuff. Not caring at all, dude. Just like, la 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 la. Go back, and I see my mom's friend outside, and she's all talking to me, and she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "No, nothing, just here." And her kid is just hanging out too. And he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "He's playing." It's like, okay. And I'm just like, cool. And I was like, "Can I come in?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." Like, I'm gonna go put my backpack in the house. Like, all right, go for that. I didn't put my backpack in the house. I went over there, and my neighbor, the landlord of that place, had a big ass UPS truck because he was fucking that. So I placed the backpack under the truck, and I went back to the house over there to the neighbor's house, and I started playing with the kid, hanging out with him. We were watching Grease too. We were watching all this stuff. We were watching cartoons and all this shit. Not knowing that she called my mom and told her that I was there at the house. So, like, she kept asking me, like, "Does your mom know you're here?" I was like, "Yeah." I just told her. "Oh, okay. All right. Sure." No, she did not. So I hear a knock at the door, and I'm just like, fucking spider sense is tingling, and I'm just like, oh, why do I know like that little sense of danger? Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Freaking. She opens the door. Here comes my mom's like, oh, what you doing here? Hi. Like, what the hell, dude? Uh, my the bus. I missed the bus. It's like, you did? I was like, yeah, I did. I missed the bus. So why didn't you come home? I did. You didn't open the door. I got caught. And she's all like, I didn't open the door. Like, no, you didn't open the door. So I was like, you know what? Nobody's home. I thought you weren't home. I'm lying and lying and lying. And I'm just like, oh my God. Neighbor says, you just told me she said it was okay. Bro, when you get in trouble and you drive home, it's a silent ride. how it's awkward and like the tension is building up and all that. I sure do. You sure do. Imagine how that feels with no car ride. It's just going around the or going around like little. We're right next door. We're right next door. Where's your backpack? Go around the pickup truck, grab the backpack. She's like, "Are you serious? You're in trouble. You're grounded." I yeah. Your ears and face turn red, the buzz in my ears, all panicky. Oh my goodness. I'm like, she's gonna kill me. She's gonna kick my ass. She's gonna kick my ass. She's gonna kick my ass. We get in the house. She doesn't talk to me for like the whole day. She does like silent treatment, and I'm just like, "Hi, can I do this for you? Can I do that?" I kissed so much ass because I didn't want her telling him, my stepfather, and she knew. And she's all like, "Just wait." And damn it, like, fucking hell. Oh, what was it? My sister comes home. Oh, she's a little kid at the time. She didn't know any better. Oh, she's talking to her, all right, not me. Okay, that's fine. It'll be fine. Oh, finally, you're all like, "Hello." Finally, he gets home and she's making dinner. She makes the dinner and everything, and we're all eating at the table. And it's like, "How was your day?" And I'm just like pretending I didn't do anything. He looks at me, "You done your homework?" "Yes." "Yeah." Just like, mm. And she's like, "Mm-hmm." It's like, "What's wrong?" It's like, "Nothing." She pissed me off. She didn't tell him, but at the same time, like, it's like fucking give me that silent treatment. Like, I'm disappointed in you, and I'm just like, fucking hell. I ended up watching Carmen Sandiego on PBS, ignoring everything she was telling me because I'm just watching it and just like, oh, answering the questions. And she's all like, "You're so smart, but how are you gonna do that?" And just like go go to next door, my friend, and tell who told me right away. Like, "You knew?" It's like, "Yeah." "How long was it that you knew?" She told me right away that you were at the house. And I was like, "Okay, let me clean the house first, and then go over there and pick you up and then come home." It's like I'm busted at the same time. She had to call school and tell them that I was sick and all this stuff. Like, all right. My mom always knew too, but I never gave in. Oh, she knew. She knew everything. I'm just like, what the hell? Uh, I love that we're at 53 minutes. Um, was there another question that we did that I asked? Top five people who shaped your life. For instance, if you were in trouble, you probably did. What was your favorite way to pass time before phones and took over everything? When did you fall in love with what you love? I figure we can do that next week. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do that next week. Um, is there another question? Was there another question that I wanted to ask? Because I know there was. When did you fall in love with what you love? There's already people in there that posted something. Menace says, I fell in love with collecting Starbucks tumblers in 2020 and have been collecting ever since. I have about 30 cups and counting. Wow. Leanna says, my job at first, I got it for something to just do. 3 years later, I'm loving my job, working in the lunchroom and getting to know all the kiddos. I didn't realize that you could actually teach kiddos new things. It may only be as simple as opening a milk, but I love watching them eventually doing it their own. I also love working with my beautiful daughter and helping her grow and achieve new things. Yay! That's lovely. That's awesome. Love that. That's amazing. Lana says, side story, there's this girl I met almost 2 years ago that also got me into collecting Starbucks cups. I now have five and about to get my sixth. Now I don't know what I'd do without her. Love you, Starbucks. Sis. Love that. I love it. I love it. When did I fall in love with what I love to do? Probably around the time when I kept hearing everybody talking about, the 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 whole aspect of podcasting is because I heard three guys do it first, and um, they're fucking awesome guys. They're and it wasn't. I didn't hear them at first. It was I was following this blogger on Twitter who would always go to comic conventions and everything, and so like just she tweeted out that she was going to be on this podcast. So put up the link, and I went in there, and I just like heard it, and I was like, I'm here for her, and like I ended up meeting a whole freaking community, and I'm just like, what is this? It's like, welcome, is we're just a community. Um, we're three guys that used to work for Wizard magazine, those magazines that I have still, and you know the ins and outs of comic books and the comic book conventions and the industry. Like we're pop culture. It's like, okay, cool, cool, cool. And I think it was around like the 30th episode where I started joining, and so I says like, where can I listen to your old episodes? So they gave me a whole list, and I just binged on those episodes, and then I kept coming back for more episodes to listen to. The newer episodes as well. And so it wasn't until like a year later where the entire community grew, and they all decided we're going to reconvene. We're going to meet each other at this convention's comic convention. And because um, it's the first convention, and they wanted us to do panels and stuff, and talk to some people, talk to the voice of Batman, and do a panel with him, the voice of Batman from the anime series. Do we remember him? I forgot his name. I'm sorry. Um, Kevin Conroy. Yes, Kevin Conroy. So they're like, who wants to come and all this stuff, and yeah, so we all met up. It was a group picture, a picture of all the group in there, and it was a small group at the time because the next year we did it again, but this time it grew. It was bigger. For this time though, it's like we met each other. We had talked to each other, and like fucking awesome. It's awesome. And ever since, I'm just like, how do you start a podcast? Because I want to do this too. I want to like talk about this. I want to be involved in this. I want to do this. I want to talk to this person. I want to talk to that person. Because of them, I actually got to meet Kevin Conroy, the animated series, Batman's voice. And I'm just like, this is fucking awesome. And because I got to meet Kevin Conroy, I got to meet wrestlers. I got to meet one of my favorite comic book creators. You guys seen the comic books of Hack Slash, the girl with the baseball bat? Tim Seeley. I got to meet him. I got to talk to him. He signed my shirt. We talked to each other on Twitter. We got each other's Twitter account. We followed each other. Um, because of that moment alone, I got to meet two people that like ended up being part of my fucking routine all the time. We got to see each other, and two, because the wife of the person that I met, the comic book creator that I met, ended up working at the same building that I was working at the time. And so we would see each other, and she would tell me, it's like, oh yeah, my husband does comic books, and like he does this, and I was like, oh, who's your husband? And then she tells me, and then we meet, and I was like, they're best friends. They're my fucking favorite people ever. They're my best friend. Um, because he wanted Like it was such a great time. Like I got to meet all these awesome people. Rafael Nieves, Dan Doherty, um, freaking Jim Lee, Kevin Conroy, the wrestlers. Um, who else? Uh, a bunch of other people too. And it's like I can't name them off the top of my list, off the top of my head, but yeah. So yeah, like when did I fall in love with what I love to do? It was 2009. It was freaking awesome. And it was the MySpace era. And I ended up loving to do podcasting, but I didn't know what it was about, how it was about, or how it would affect my life now because it is the most awesome thing ever. I didn't like it's so freaking awesome. I love doing this. I love talking. I love building the community. I love, interacting with people and, doing all these interviews later. Yes. Thank you. I'm awesome at it. Thank you. You're awesome at it too, Menace. You're part of this. Anyways, all right, that's it. Where are we? An hour. Um, so finish. We're good with projects. We're done. All right. So, um, we got a lot of stuff, more stuff to do. Top five comfort shows you rewatch when life gets overwhelming. More people answered that question. Like, and like I already did the first wave last week. Y'all heard it, and then 200 more people answered this week, this next week, and I'm like, I can't. That's a lot. What should I do? So we did something. So they just keep coming. They're still posting it, but you know what? It's fine now. You ever notice how when life gets loud, overwhelming, and just a little too heavy, we all run back to the same place? Not home, not work, but that third place, the couch, the glow of a comfort show, the one you've been seeing 47 times, but somehow it still hits like the first watch on a school night in 2003. So tonight, pulled from the straight from the M3P Community Vault. So tonight, pulled straight from the M3P Community Vault, we're counting down the top 15 most mentioned comfort TV shows people turn to when life gets overwhelming. No judgment, no gatekeeping, just vibes, nostalgia, and emotional support episodes. All right, number 15, Charmed. Because sometimes the only way to cope is pretending your problems could be solved with a spell and a sisterhood montage. Number 14, Bob's Burgers. Chaos, comfort food, and a family that's weird in the exact way your brain needs when the world feels too serious. Number 13, New Girl. Messy adulthood, chosen family, and the reminder that life rarely goes to plan, and that's okay. Number 12, Living Single. Proof that laughter, friendship, and the living room couch can solve more than therapy sometimes. Number 11, Modern Family. Different families, same love, and the comfort of knowing nobody really has it together. Number 10, Grey's Anatomy. Because Meredith Grey can survive emotional disasters and still show up, maybe we can too. Number 9, Criminal Minds. Weirdly soothing reminder your life may be chaotic, but at least you're not in a BAU case file. Number 8, Full House. A hug in sitcom form. Warm kitchen talks, life lessons, and the emotional equivalent of a blanket fresh out the dryer. Number 7, Golden Girls. Sarcasm, cheesecake, and the wisdom that life doesn't stop being messy. You just get funnier about it. Number 6, Gilmore Girls. Coffee fueled comfort, small town calm, and dialogue that moves faster than your anxiety spiral. Number 5, The Office. Because watching other people be awkward somehow makes our own chaos feel manageable. Number 4, one of my favorites, Boy Meets World. Life lessons, growing pains, and that quiet reminder that every overwhelming chapter actually makes sense. Number three, The Big Bang Theory. Predictable laughs, familiar rhythms, and comfort in knowing exactly how the joke will land. Number two, Friends. Six friends, one couch, and the eternal reassurance that found family can carry you through anything. And the number one comfort show, Supernatural. Yes. The ultimate emotional support show. Monsters, brothers, road trips, and the feeling that no matter how dark it gets, someone's still fighting beside you. So, isn't it wild when life overwhelms us? We don't reach for new stories, we go back to the ones that already saved us once. Because comfort shows aren't just entertainment, they're memory anchors, they're emotional checkpoints, they're the third place where your nervous system finally exhales. So if today was heavy, cue the episode you know by heart, say the lines out loud, laugh where you always laugh. You're not regressing, you're regulating. For me, that's Boy Meets World. I know all the lines. I love all the lines on there. I love all the episodes. Every episode. Topanga. You know, like everything from that show, I love. Same with Girl Meets World is because like it continues. Same thing with Full House and Fuller House, Gilmore Girls, anything that has like the continuation of a show that from the first show is still that part of the show. All right, I said this earlier. Uh, Friggin' Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson is happening. It's yeah. They have agreed to an exhibition boxing match tentatively scheduled for April 25th, 2026, in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The fight, which has been described as a major high money exhibition, was announced in early 2026 and confirmed by Tyson. It is an official exhibition match, not a professional bout. It marks the return to the historic site of the 1974 Rumble in the Jungle. Muhammad Ali, y'all know that. Both fighters are out of retirement for this event, with Mike Tyson having fought late 2024, and Mayweather continuing his series of exhibitions. We all know that. Here's what they said about it. Because Mike fought Jake Paul, uh, Mayweather is like saw that he was slow and everything, and so he thought, okay, I want to fight Tyson now. It's not because, hey, I respect you. It's because he saw how poorly he was fighting against Jake Paul. When in reality, it was a fixed fight, right? We all know that. It's not like you know Tyson really lost his step. So Mayweather thinks, fighting Jake Paul is real. I still think it's not because, like, what is that? The announcement has received mixed reviews, with some questioning the safety due to the age gap and others looking forward to a major high profile spectacle. As of February 2026, no specific TV network or streaming service has been officially confirmed to carry the fight, although it is expected to be a massive globally broadcast event. We all know it's going to go on Netflix, so I can't wait. That's gonna be great. Like I'll probably watch it. I'll end up watching it because it is the most one-sided thing ever. Like I don't know. There's no way. There's no way Mayweather will survive Tyson unless he runs around the ring. Um, we finally got the Scary Movie trailer six. We got finally got the Scary Movie 6 trailer during Scream 7. People got offended, and I see why. But then again, it's Scary Movie. Like if you got offended over the first movie and the second movie, then yeah, what made you think this was going to be different? List of movies that are being parodied. The Substance, which I've seen and is Good lord, it's horrible. It's just like that's a nasty, nasty movie. It's a nasty movie. The Substance, if you've seen it, yeah. Run, Scream, obviously. Sinners, lots of Sinners jokes in there. Long Legs, Smile, Pecadores, The Hour of Evil, A Quiet Place. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Terrifier, obviously Terrifier. Get Out, I Seen the Couch, and the T. Megan, uh, uh, I've seen the Mask of Megan and the Hard Eyes Mask, as well as Halloween, Michael Myers. This was in the subway, in the subway scene where they all, I think it was Halloween. Everybody's all doing some other stuff. They're also gonna they're also making fun of Scream 5, where one of them says, like there'd be no Halloween without Jamie Lee Curtis, just as there'd be no Scream without Neve. Where would Scream be without Neve Campbell? And Marlon says, Scream 6. Other movies are gonna be parodied as well, so I'm definitely gonna go watch Scary Movie 6 when it comes out. uh, you ever hear a beat that instantly takes you back to where who you were when you first fell in love with? Not with a person, but with a culture. A song that feels like your first mixtape, your first crush, your first dream. Welcome to the back. Welcome back to the third place, that space between memory and meaning, where nostalgia meets storytelling. Today we're talking about a film that blended romance and hip hop into one unforgettable love letter, Brown Sugar. This isn't just a rom com. This is a story about growing up with hip hop, growing into yourself, and realizing sometimes the love of your life has been beside you the whole life, the whole time. Brown Sugar follows childhood best friends Sydney Shaw and Dre Ellis, whose lives are shaped by their shared of love of hip hop culture. As adults, Dre becomes a successful music executive while Sydney becomes a respected music journalist for Double XL. Double XL, Double XL. Now your magazine won't have any trouble to sell. I'll even buy a couple myself. Eminem. When Dre gets engaged to someone else, unresolved feelings surface, forcing both of them to confront their past, their passions, and the question that drives the entire film. When did you first fall in love with hip hop? The movie blends romance, career ambition, and cultural identity, showing how art, love, and purpose can all intertwine. Gin and Juice. I love that name. Shanna Layton as Sydney Shaw. She's a passionate journalist, loyal friend, and emotional center of the film. Tay Diggs as Dre Ellis, hip hop executive torn between success and authenticity. I love that Queen Latifah's in here as Francine, Sydney's confident best friend with iconic comedic timing. Mos Def as Chris, um, called himself Cap. I love that. He's soulful. He's one of the alternative um, MCs. Nicole Ari Parker as Reese, Dre's fiance, navigating ambition and expectation. The chemistry between the cast, especially Leighton and Diggs, gives the film its emotional authenticity, equal parts romantic tension and lifelong friendship. The soundtrack is a love letter to hip hop and neo soul. Um, so as the credits were rolling by, and I was reading all the performed by, as well as learning all the stuff that's on there, I noticed that some of these songs were executive produced by Kanye West. The movie came out in 2000, early 2000s, 2002. We didn't get Kanye West until 2004. So this was still being worked on by 2001, right? So we didn't get Peaks Kanye until 2004, which was a college dropout album, which I love. And like because of his car accident, we got The Wire, um, through The Wire. So Learning that Kanye West was still doing his hustling his stuff from way back in 2001, 2002, and being on the soundtrack is like, oh, he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. So the soundtrack is definitely a love letter to hip hop. It is a time capsule of early 2000s hip hop and R&B, blending mainstream hits with underground soul energy. And music includes Common, Erica Badu, Mos Def, um, freaking Common's classic. I used to love her. I that is one of my favorite songs ever. It tracks the embodied conscious rap, neo soul vibes, and lyrical storytelling. A sonic backdrop that mirrors the film's center theme, hip hop as identity, memory, and love language. This soundtrack helped bridge the gap between mainstream romantic comedies and authentic hip hop culture, influencing future music driven films and shows. Um, I love that everybody was in there. Slick Rick, Common, Mos Def, Raphael Sadiq, Questlove, the Roots, Questlove, Dougie Fresh. There were so many people in there, and Eric B and Rakim. There's just like a love letter to it. Like, when did you fall in love with hip hop? Hold on. And that was the question, like everybody, the girl was asking, like everybody as well. Like, when did you fall in love with hip hop? And over the time, every time I heard it, I'm just like, we're trying to remember it. Like, 92, 93, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg had come out. Well, Snoop Dogg had just come out. Like, Dr. Dre has been around, but Snoop Dogg was like Dre Day and Snoop Doggy Dogg. So that's when I first started listening to it because my friends at the time were like, "Do you know this?" I was like, "Who's that?" No, I don't. um, which would then turn into, if you don't know about this, then I gotta teach you about that. So that's when you start falling in love with music, when people start teaching you, learning you about the culture. And he's this Puerto Rican kid, and he's all showing me all this stuff, his cassette rack and everything. Um, you had, sorry, you had. Then he started showing me Easy E because of the Dre Day song. And it's like, so this guy and this guy had beef. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, dude. like, um, I'm like, oh, you mean Vanilla Ice? That's all I knew. Ice Ice Baby. Um, freaking what's his face? MC Hammer. That's all. Like, yeah, I didn't know that much, but they were showing me, and they told me, listen to this, listen to um, Crisscross, listen to Naughty by Nature, listen to Africa Bambata, and that's when things started coming out on the radio. Africa Bambata with Sonic Rock, I think it was them. Um, Super Sonic, Salt and Pepper, all these people, freaking En Vogue, and I'm just like, I don't know what this TLC, I don't know what this is, but all right, I love it. Hell yeah. NWA, and when I was told about NWA, I was like, oh, I can't say that word. It's like, it's fine, just listen to the music, like, all right. Ice Cube, um, Good Day, that one. Today was a good day. Uh, who else was around at the time? Third base, but I was told to stay away from that, as well as Vanilla Ice. I'm like, why? Snow also, but I was like, what? Like, I don't know what this is. So, 1992, 1993, that's when I fell in love with hip hop. Uh, him. Brown Sugar reframed hip hop not just as music but as lifelong relationship, influencing how later films and series portray creative passion as part of romantic identity. At a time when black rom-coms were still fighting for mainstream attention, the film showcased successful, emotional, layered black professionals navigating love and career. Um, you can see its influence in projects that merge romance plus culture identity, music industry, storytelling, friends to lovers, narratives rooted in a shared history. From streaming series about music journalism to modern black rom-com revivals, Brown Sugar helped prove that black love stories centered on culture could be both intimate and universal. Plus, it has Queen Latifah. Again, another person I didn't know until like 92, 93, 94. UNITY. Uh, gotta let them know. Uh, like, it wasn't until we started, like, you know, the streaming era where I just started listening to old stuff, old school stuff, and downloading it on my computer and burning CDs because of it. Yeah. The movie is a great movie. I love Brown Sugar. Yeah, I was like trying to look for it on DVD as well. Trying to look for it with all these other movies as well. You can't go wrong with Tay Diggs. You gotta let him know. You can't go wrong with Tay Diggs. I love Tay Diggs. He's in one of my favorite shows, All American. No longer part of that show because he left it. But he's in like almost every one of my favorite movies now. Uh, just recently I watched The Wood with him. We were talking about that. Queen Latifah, you know that. Who else was in this movie? There was like a lot of more other people as well. But yeah, welcome back, Josh. Um, Other films: Love and Basketball, romance evolving through ambition and shared dreams. The Best Man, Friendship, Secrets, and Grown Up Love Dynamics. Again, another one with, no, I haven't seen The Best Man. Another one with Tay Diggs. Love Jones, Poetry, Art, and Soulful Romance in Black Creative Spaces. Drumline, Passion, Discipline, and Black Musical Excellence. I love Drumline. Can't stand Nick Cannon in the movie because he's such a fucking douche, but he learns his lesson. At the same time, it is a great movie. Beyond the Lights, fame, authenticity, and emotional vulnerability in the music industry. Soul Food, which I have, definitely a great movie. Family Legacy and Generational Bonds. The Wood, which we've seen and we have uh, talked about this past few episodes. Nostalgic friendship and coming of age storytelling. Together, these films create a cinematic playlist of black love, ambition, and cultural pride, each one a different verse in the same song. Um, so Brown Sugar, definitely, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Go watch it. It's a great, amazing movie. It's saw it on Disney Plus. It's on Hulu, and it's a great find. Definitely gonna recommend it. If I find it on DVD, I'm definitely gonna buy it. It's a buy. It's a buy for me. So here's the real question before we close. When did you first fall in love with hip hop? Was it a song on the radio, a mixtape passed in class, a late night video countdown, or the first time lyrics felt like they were telling your story? Brown Sugar reminds us that culture isn't just something we consume. It's something that raises us, shapes us, and sometimes even leads us back to the people who knew us before the world did. As we continue celebrating Black History Month, keep revisiting the films that feel like your personal soundtrack, the ones that blend love, growth, and identity into one timeless vibe. Until next time, keep your memories warm, your records spinning, and your stories rooted in soul. We are at 1 hour and 24 minutes. Love it. All right, we're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done. Cue the soft hum of a late night TV channel flipping, the glow of a screen lighting up the room while your brain is trying to quiet down after a long day. Because let's be honest, comfort shows aren't random, they're personality tests in disguise. So, if the M3P community's top 5 comfort shows are your go to when life feels overwhelming, here's what they secretly say about you. Supernatural. You carry a lot, and you rarely let people see how heavy it actually is. You're the strong friend, the fixer, the one who shows up no matter how tired you are. You believe in loyalty, found family, and fighting your demons, literal or emotional. You don't rewatch Supernatural just for nostalgia. You rewatch it because it reminds you that no matter how dark things get, you keep going anyway. Friends, you crave connection more than anything else. Your comfort isn't just jokes, it's the feeling of belonging. You're sentimental, nostalgic, and probably rewatch episodes like emotional comfort food. You want a circle that feels safe, consistent, and familiar, even when life itself isn't. The Big Bang Theory. You find peace in predictability. You like you like knowing the rhythm, the punchlines, the emotional beats. When life feels chaotic, structured humor and familiar character dynamic calm your mind. You're analytical, comforted by routine, and low key use sitcom logic to process real life chaos. Boy Meets World. You're deeply nostalgic and emotionally reflective. You think about who you were, who you're becoming, and what all of this life stuff is supposed to mean. You're comforted by growth arcs, life lessons, and the reminder that confusion is part of growing up, even as an adult. You're the friend that says everything happens for a reason and actually means it. And finally, The Office. You cope with stress through humor, especially awkward humor. You're self aware, a little chaotic internally, but you laugh through discomfort to stay grounded. You like emotional playoff on hidden under jokes because vulnerability feels safer when it's wrapped in comedy. You're the I'm fine texter who then rewatches comfort episodes to actually feel fine. So, what do these top 5 comfort shows say about the M3P community as a whole? You're resilient, you're nostalgic, you value found family, and when life gets overwhelming, you don't escape reality. You regulate it. One familiar episode, one theme song, one safe fictional world at a time. Because sometimes healing isn't a big dramatic breakthrough. Sometimes it's just hitting play next episode and letting your nervous system breathe. Anything else we need to do? Anything else that I missed? We got to we got through the whole Pokemon stuff, right? We did. Um Marvel Rivals, I'm not doing that cuz I'm not really interested in it this month, this year, this month, this whole season. Eh, not really into it this whole season. Maybe next season I will, but not this season. So yeah, I think that's it. You guys ready to head out? You guys ready to go? Roll out. Let's roll out. Whatever happens, whatever I might have missed, we'll probably do it next week. Um, Also, because we were talking about it earlier, and you know, like when did I fall in love with podcasting? It was 3 guys doing it. I'm just one person doing it. Like I was that one person doing it, and like I love it. It's like it gave me something to look forward to at the time. I was I would enjoy it, doing like bring coming back every week, just talking to dead air because I don't know who was listening at the time. Like I don't even know who's listening to me now except for 3 people that are in here. But, you know, knowing now that every, like I wanna go back to it. I wanna because why not? Let's go back to who's listening. 162 Spotify followers, 24,744 downloads. Um, more people in the world listening to it as well. Costa Rica, Poland. It does give me an outlet. It gives me an outlet to talk, and I love doing that. Like I just love just even if nobody's listening, I still will talk to it. You know, I still will talk. I still will put an effort to put in an episode. And thank you. Proud of you too. I'm glad you're proud of me. I'm proud of myself too. Um so what this is episode 280, that means we have 20 more episodes to go before we hit 300, which means it just means that we're going to hit 300 pretty soon. And like by April, by my birthday. Josh, I'm glad you came across. I'm glad I came across you, Josh. Like I'm glad you showed up here. It'll come quick. Like I said before, like all the interviews that I want to do, like you're one of those interviews, Josh. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm proud of you, Menace. You came along and you helped out, and I appreciate that about you. Like you could have said no. You could have just said like, I just want to talk about, you know, that one time, that one episode in Portland, and you didn't, and you ended up. And I asked for a favor because the other 2 people that were part of this show, that you know, that, and you remain consistent, and you didn't complain, you didn't say anything bad, and this is why we click. You know, you are part of this show as much as Greg. See, like this is what I love. Like it's a community. It's like I I saw that whole thing back then 10 years ago, and I said like, how do you start a podcast? How, you know, it's like what how did, oh my god, I can't, words are hard. Like when did you fall in love with what you love now? 10 years ago when I wanted to do this, when I wanted to talk into a microphone and tell you how I'm feeling, how my health is, how my mental health is, how all the things that I love doing, all the things that I love watching, all the things that I love collecting, reading material, you know, um, movies, um, reading a book, all the stuff that I love talking about, it's on here. And it's not just that, it's a place where I want to talk, where I can be myself. And this is how this show gets raw and real, is because I let all of my my emotions out, and like I had some of the times I read from a screen, y'all know that. Other times when I'm here, when I have all this stuff in my head, I just don't want to say it. And I say it and it just comes out mumble jumble, blah 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 blah. I just recently watched Mean Girls, word vomit. And not only that, I watched the second Mean Girls, the 2024 version of it, the musical one, and Word Vomit. So yeah, the second Mean Girls, the 2024 version, we gotta talk about that pretty soon because it's a musical. And I didn't know it was, and then I saw it, and I was just like, "What the hell's going on?" It is based off the musical. It's not a musical; it's based off the musical. So they turned it into a movie. Um, like I said, so much stuff in my head. I don't know when to end it. I don't know when to continue it, but it's here. Um, so thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for being a part of this. It's on Netflix. Thank you everybody for being a part of this. I really appreciate you guys. It's like all the awesome stuff. Even if it's 3, 4 people, even if it's 10, even if it's 15 people, even if we and it's like all that stuff. I appreciate everybody being here on the stream, watching me do this, watching me fumble, watching me do an episode with Menace, with Greg, by myself, with an interview with someone else about Lorcana cards, an interview about karate, an interview about music, an interview about the things we love, the things we love doing, the things that we're passionate about. You know, this is an interview with Josh about his book, which is coming soon. An interview with Sabrina about cooking, anything at all. It's like, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for listening to me talk 280 times. I think that's it. Yeah, 280 times. 300 is gonna come quick. I love it, and I don't. I'm still not gonna be. I'm still not gonna have nothing to say. I'm still gonna be able to talk. I'm still gonna be able to find things, some things to say. So yeah. So whether you're new, you're old, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you guys supporting me. Appreciate you guys being a part of this awesome, ever growing community. Yeah, let's end it right there before I just eat my feelings or tell you my feelings or word vomit it. Let's end it right here. Um thank you for watching me play video games, you know? Thank you for watching me open up Pokemon cards. Thank you for watching me unbox a Pokemon Charizard. Thank you for watching me unbox a book. Like one of my favorite musicals, Hamilton. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here. I'm not crying, you're crying. No, you're crying. I'm sorry. I apologize if you're crying. I didn't mean for you to cry. Please don't cry. Cheers to everybody being here. Um, we're here for the ride. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's happy tears. It is. Thank you for listening to me ramble about Marvel Rivals. Thank you to Shenrod. You know, he's a big part of this as well. Um, we talk about wrestling all the time. I was hanging out with him earlier, watching wrestling. Um, we talk about rivals. We talk about gaming. We talk about everything in here, and I love it. That's a big part of it. And we also um we do icebreakers in here. We also think of new episodes. It's like this is the behind the scenes stuff that you guys don't get to see. When we do the icebreakers, the pod decks, we think of things to say. Um, we think of um, what our next episode is going to be, what we could talk about in March, what we could talk about in April. I have lots of things. Spring is coming, so we have spring to do. WrestleMania season is here. After tonight, WrestleMania season is here. So we're ready. This is the most longest outro ever. I love it. I love it. Am I buying time? I guess I am. 1 hour and 40 minutes. Whatever. Your producers love that part. I love the producers. The producer stuff is great. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Shout out to Jane because she had to leave. Overheating phone. Um, of course, anything else like me reacting to the Toy Story 5 trailer, me reacting to the hide and scream game, my reaction to the Scary Movie 6 trailer, which I can't put out because it's bad. Posting videos, content creation, that's what I love to do. And that's what I love to do here on this podcast. Like I love putting content out for you guys. I love being a part of this. I love the community that I built, that we all built. All right, that's enough mushy stuff because I'm just gonna keep repeating myself that I love this and that's and this. So yeah, let's just end it right here. One more time. What are we doing? Doing what our parents did back in like when we were young, saying goodbye, and it's like 15 minutes later we're still here. Yeah. So let's say goodbye. Let's just end it. Anybody have anything last thing to say? I love me some mushy. Like mushy. Okay. And just like that, the last page, gotta hug everybody 3 times. 3, 4, 5 times, gotta hug everybody. Make sure if I can wake up the person that's fallen asleep because of food coma and hug them too. Like, hey, wake up, I'm leaving. It's like, oh, okay. Let me sleep. No, gotta say hi to you. Come here, give me a hug. Well, man, thanks for having coming by and everything. Blah blah. Hey, you should always talk to me about that. It's like, hey, have you watched this show? I have. What do you think about it? Like, oh well, this and this and this. If you watch this show, you gotta watch about this show too. And it comes with a comic book. Have you seen this comic book? Oh, we're gonna stay here for another 15 minutes. Can't forget them. That ends up being your favorite person ever because you need to wake them up and tell them, "Hey, I'm leaving, but I want to get your idea, your views on this." Okay, that's it. That's it. We're done. And just like that, the last page of February flips over. The snacks are down to crumbs, and the conversation is still echoing in the room like nobody's quite ready to turn the lights off yet. Red coming in at the last minute, at the final leg. It's like the same thing when you're about to leave, and here comes another guest, another person, another family member with the desserts that you actually like. Okay, I'm staying, I guess. I guess I'm staying. You brought this? Yeah. You gonna eat it? I was like, I might as well. You came. Gotta stay. Gotta stay. Hey, Red, welcome back. Welcome in, hun. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Appreciate that. For real. For real, though. And just like that, the last page of February flips over. The snacks are down to crumbs, and the conversation is still echoing in the room like nobody's quite ready to turn the lights off yet. Episode 280, the final stop of the month. Somehow the group chat is still going right now. They really are. Shout out to the community because y'all showed out this week. Those Poddex answers still rolling in as we're literally sitting here getting ready to say this outro. Stories, confessions. I can't believe I'm admitting this moment. The exact kind of honesty that makes this third place feel real. We talked childhood trouble. You definitely thought you were slick about. There's more. There's more. That wasn't the only time I ever got in trouble. There's more. We can we can do more episodes about that. We can do more episodes about that. I want to get Greg's take on this as well because I want to hear his as well. Like, hey, I have another one. We reacted to Elimination Chamber and the chaos that officially set the road to WrestleMania in motion. We stepped into parody nostalgia with the scary movie trailer buzz. Revisited the Neon Camp. No, we didn't. We stepped into parody nostalgia with scary movie trailer buzz and closed out Black History Month with Brown Sugar. That reminder that sometimes what you fall in love with ends up shaping your entire life. I want to hear more stories. Story time coming soon. We got more stories. And of course, we crown the top 15 comfort TV shows, the ones you run back to when life gets overwhelming, and those top 5 might have told us a little too much about who you are when the world gets loud. Now, as we roll into March, everything shifts just a little bit. New month, new energy, the mirrored version of February, which also means another Friday the 13th is lurking on the calendar. And you already know what that means for us. We're going to talk about it. Next episode, we kick off March by continuing our video game to big screen journey. We're never going to talk about Mortal Kombat, are we? We're going to do the double. We're going to do Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Arcade cabinets, button mashing, secret fatalities in that era where video games looked at Hollywood and said, finish him. Yeah, let's try it. Literally just rolled into March. We literally just did. It is midnight now and it is March. And we're kicking, I guess we're kicking off this episode with March. We'll also be talking about everything that dropped for Pokemon Day, the reveals, the celebration, and how fans all over the world showed love to the franchise that raised a generation of trainers, collectors, and late night Game Boy grinders. You know what? I had to watch it on YouTube. You know why? Because none of the people that I watch that I hope they would talk about, and I'm going to call them out. How you going to be? Well, I guess you were busy, but still, you had you mostly do all your stuff, right? But you're supposed to be like, hey, you're maybe I shouldn't talk bad about them, and I'm not going to. I'm not talking bad about them, but it's like, what happened to you guys? Tell me why you didn't talk about Pokemon, the new generation, the 10 Gen 10, the new game that's coming out, and the 3 new starters. Tell me why. Wallamoose, Pokérado, Gradion. Danny Rion's in there as well, because obviously I go through like a whole process of looking them up. So those 4. This is gonna be on forever. I'm sure the podcast is gonna talk about it. Um, Critical Hits, because they're always on the beat. They're always right there. They're always right there. Whatever happens, they're right there. I'm sure they're gonna talk about it. But you know, your whole setup is content creation to talk about this. Instead, I ended up obviously I looked it up on YouTube and I was looking up on here for like my 3 favorite people. I was like, nothing came out. Other people was like, yeah, but my 3 favorite person didn't post anything about it. Maybe maybe it was just me because I'm not gonna do like an episode right away. Like I used to say always say, I'm gonna give it like a little minute to marinate and learn more about this stuff, and then I'll do an episode about it. Instead of when like other people were just doing like immediate stuff, breaking news. Oh my god, this and this and this and this. Oh no, blah 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 blah. And that's how rumors get started, and that's how things go with like spiral out of control. Where you can just wait it out for a whole week until you learn more stuff about this, and then do the actual episode, which I also used to do at the time. But maybe I'm too like not patient enough. So it's on me. It's on me for like expecting the best out of others. I just got notification that you were live. I'm live. It's 12 o'clock. I'm live. All right. Um, we might be talking about that stuff for Pokemon Day once I find out more stuff about it. Also, March Madness doesn't just belong to basketball brackets; it belongs to nostalgia too, to fandom, to the debates, the rewatches, the reactions, the feeling that the year is finally picking up speed. Before we really go, you all know this. Y'all ready for this? Before we really go, take a breath with me. Whatever February handed you, wins, stress, noise, growth, you made it through the shortest month of the year, and that counts for something. Thank you for spending this time here in my third place. Not home, not work, just a space where we show up as ourselves, tell our stories, and leave the light on for whoever needs it next. I want y'all to take care of each other, take care of yourselves. This is the M3P podcast, where community, creativity, and nostalgia always have a seat at the table. We'll see you back here in March. Bye. Okay. I'm still recording, like a little after party. See what happens. I'm gonna make it go all the way to 2 hours. Why not? Natalie Nunn! Are you serious? Natalie Nunn just showed up in my live? That is funny. Natalie Nunn, you still running LA? Like, what? What is going on? This guy knows about Bad Girls Club? Yeah, why not? That was a big freaking part of my life, man. I was binge watching that like crazy in 2012. Oh, I got favorite episodes. I got favorite shows. I got yeah. It was it was like that was running my life for like the good portion of 2012 for sure. Why are you watching this stuff? Because can't get enough of it. Either that or the challenge. But yeah, Bad Girls Club was like the thing to watch. Um, watch it all both of them. Yay! Shh. See what happens here. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right. Yay. This is Twilight Masquerade. Like, why? But this is Surging Sparks. So let's open up one. Looks like I already have these, though. Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam. I already have them. It's fine. All right. You guys ready for this? Thank you. Red with the yes. Okay. Slackoth, Oricorio, Bronzor, Morlul, Magneton, Latias, Koraidon. Here we go. Oh, great. Meryl. Love it. And it's a shiny Scorch. And last one. Hydreigon X. What? Beautiful. 119 and 191. It's the evolution of Dino. It's my emo Pokemon. I love it. Where you at? Right there. There you go. So, last one looks really cool. Yes, it does. It does look real cool. It's so fetch. Like I said, you know what I watched. So is this one March? Are we putting this one as March? Yeah. It's officially March. Yes, ma'am. All right, we're putting it away. All right. Surging Sparks. Got that over there. Eventually, I will buy more of these as well. Black Bolt. You guys ready? Let's go. Kiss. There we go. Okay. All right, let's go. Some of these I don't know the name. Typhoon. Venipede. Crustle. All right, here we go. Oh, it's a Pokeball. And Tornadus? It's Tornadus. Awesome. Love those. Elysium. Elysium. There you go. That's what it's called, right? Elysium. Hey. All right. And then finally, perfect order, but it's really Nihil Zero pack. There's perfect order in the English form. How do I get perfect order now? Yeah. Okay. Last pack of the night. Last pack magic. Let's see if it's true. All right. Let's go. I haven't had any luck with these yet, except for Meowth, right? Yeah. You got the hookups. I got the hookups. I definitely got the hookups. Rattata. Rattata. Um, Indeed. No, that's not. That's the other one. That's the evolution of that. Uh, Decidai. I don't know how to say it. Decidai. Mm, spatula thing. And yeah, told you didn't have any luck with these, but yeah, last one. Hell yeah, I got the hookups. Okay, all right, that's it. We're done. 2 hours. We did it. We did it. Let's go. Thanks for hanging out. You guys have really been awesome. Appreciate it. I'm gonna stop it right here.